Hello and welcome to Three Questions With. Got my friend Emily with us from EG Creative. Good morning, Emily. How you doing?
Morning, Kevin. I'm good. Thanks for having me back again.
So, Emily, today I want to talk a little bit about SEO versus paid ads. When do I need to consider paid ads? Some of us want to focus on SEO, maybe because we don't want to spend money on paid ads, but at some point in time, do we have to consider it or should we consider it?
That's a really good question. I was actually talking with one of my clients about this recently. So, if anyone's watched our conversations before, they know that I am an SEO person. I'm all about SEO. But the thing is, sometimes, and I'll be the first one to admit this to a client, sometimes a paid ad will serve you better. And there's two instances where I really see this being the case. One, if you are trying to target customers in a very local area, like if I want to serve customers just like within walking distance of my house, let's say, then sure, I'm still going to want to work on SEO because it'll help me over time. But running ads within like Google Maps or Yelp is going to be one of the most immediate effective ways that I can start generating business revenue. The second instance where paid ads are useful is if you want to target an audience, say nationally, but you want to be hyper specific. So, like if you and I were working on an SEO project, I could get with content, I could get your website in front of, say, parents in the United States who have a college degree and have two kids. Like we could get, that's fairly broad. That's a big pool of people. But let's say you wanted to narrow it down to stay-at-home moms who are mothers of only girls who spend X amount a year on back to school clothes and, have been married for 10 years. That kind of data is super granular and you can't really target audiences that are that specific just through SEO. Parents, yes, but that laundry list of requirements, not necessarily. In that case, you'd want to run paid ads because paid ads are structured in a way that lets you get hyper specific about who you're targeting, right down to like what websites they visited in the past week.
That's amazing, actually. So,
Yeah.
if I do go to paid ads, can I lighten up on SEO? Or should I still be working SEO at the same time?
Also, good question. And you should be working on both at the same time. So, paid ads are something that is an immediate investment with an immediate return. You're going to pay a lot of money sometimes to run the paid ads, but you're going to start seeing results. Those paid ads are going to show up. You're going to start getting clicks. But the catch is the minute you stop paying for those ads, that the clicks and that traffic, that goes away. You can't get it back unless you run those ads again. Whereas SEO is more of a longer term investment, but it pays for itself over time. So whereas you might invest in paid ads for 3 months and only see results for 3 months, you could invest in SEO for 3 months and see results for 3 years. So I recommend doing both, or if you think ads are part of a necessary strategy.
So let me just throw a random question at you now. I've been
Sure.
I've been seeing in the news about Google being a monopoly. Is that going to impact like a small business owner? Is that going to have any impact on my marketing? Do I care?
That's actually not as random as it might sound because Google is the company we pay for a lot of our ads online. So it's very timely. So in case anyone missed it, courts have said at this point that Google search is an illegal monopoly. So they've got too much of control over the market share on search. Right now, this doesn't change anything for you as a business owner or for anyone who is watching. Google services are going to continue to work the same way they have. If you're, say, running paid Google ads, your ads are still going to go out, your account's going to be fine. So you just business as usual for you. This is really going to be a longer term event that we'll see play out. It could wind up that Google gets hit with some fines. Maybe they have to make it easier to use other search engines, say on Android phones. And in the long run, nothing really changes on our end. Or it could play out that Google winds up having to split up parts of its search business, sell things off, divest. We don't know yet what that'll look like. So immediately, no, you don't have to make any changes. I would suggest, though, that if you run a business where you're heavily reliant on, say, Google Analytics, Google Ads, Google Tools, that you start looking at how you can change your SEO strategy or your ad strategy to better target users of other search engines. Because while Google is a search engine that we all sort of default to, there are a lot of people who still use search engines like Bing or DuckDuckGo and some other smaller ones. So I've been working with some people that I know and in my network to help them, figure out, like, are there alternatives to Google Analytics? How can we connect with people in other search engines? And that may become more important in the future based on this ruling.
So, Emily, if people have questions about SEO, paid search, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Best way to reach out to me is online at egcreativecontent.com or on LinkedIn at Emily Gertenbach. I will be happy to consult with anyone about paid ads, whether paid ads could be right for them. I don't run paid ads, but I can help them figure out if that's what they should do. And of course, answer any questions about SEO and how to think about Google.
Awesome, Emily. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to come on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thanks for having me.